Good morning. Welcome to a fabulous Friday edition of Cupful. Y'all see I got a whole sleep line right here. I'm all talking to people. Good morning. How are you? Good morning. They probably like, oh, she just woke up. Listen, it's a fabulous Friday. And you know, Fridays I typically keep it light. But I was reading something last night and I want to share it with you guys and girls. So I was reading in First Chronicles, 10th chapter, about King Saul. Saul was the king. And see, this is not going to be long, but it might be lengthy. I read something and it was saying how due to COVID and online stuff, if you don't say your stuff in like 90 seconds, we're not going to pay attention because our attention span is just like, get to the point, I don't have time for this. But for those of you that listen through until the end, I believe I'm going to say something that's going to touch you. So yeah, King Saul, he is running from the Philistine army. Philistines. He's running for the army, and these are big men. Back in the Bible day, I want to say they were like giants. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. So he was running. They had already overtaken his 3 sons. They had died. So when they were beginning to overtake Saul, he told his armor bearer to kill him, basically. He told him to run your sword through me. The armor bearer was scared, and he was like, no, I'm not going to do that. So King Saul fell on his own sword. Okay, killed himself. The armor bearer was so scared because the troops were still coming after him and he saw his king dead, he impaled himself and he fell on his own sword. So when they got there, the Philistines got there, they saw that they all were dead. They cut off King Saul's head, took their armor and hung it up in their field of armor or victory. Tragedy, just tragic. Killed his 3 sons. He took his own life. The armor bearer took his own life. As I was reading, I began to write some things that came to me. And what I want to tell you on this fabulous Friday is, now back in those days, in the biblical days, leadership, holding a position was just the utmost thing. Integrity and character was, look, I'm willing to lay my life down for you. They did not play about their positions with the king. I came on here on this fabulous Friday to tell you, do not follow somebody to the point of death. Do not follow somebody to the point that if they died, if they left, you would not know what to do with your life. Do not follow somebody to the point that when they start going left, you continue to go left with them. The word goes on to say that what had happened is King Saul stopped following God. He stopped following the commandments of God. And so when we stop following the commandments of God, doing what we're supposed to be doing, that's when fear can overtake us. Just like the army was following Saul and he got scared and took his own life. When we stop following God and things begin to overtake us, worry begins to overtake us, bills begin to overtake us, it seems like people are coming upon us begin to overtake us. When we stop following God and these things become so much, it makes you want to think about doing the impossible. But what you're going to have to do is get yourself back on track with God so that you don't lose hope. So that we don't get so caught up in the fear that we think this is our only way out. When we stay with God and God stays with us, He'll give us peace. He gives us strategy. He gives us the wisdom. You don't have to run. Stand still, see the salvation of the Lord. God will, I'm serious because He's done it for me. God will say, wait a minute. You're hearing it'll click. No, do this, this, and this. No, I'm going to show you this. Do this. This is what I'm telling you to do on this fabulous Friday. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. Let's say this again. Do not follow someone to the point of death. And I'm not just talking about a physical death. I'm talking to the point of death in your visions. I'm talking about to the point of death in your joy. I'm talking about to the point of death in your peace. God's will is us to live, to thrive, to succeed, to have an abundant life. Do not sit there and die because you're so committed. There is still life in you. Don't you ever forget that on this fabulous Friday. Don't give up. Don't let the fear of what you see. Don't let the fear of what you think. Don't even let the fear of the words people tell you make you run off and do something that you're not supposed to do, that is not destined for you to do. If you see somebody going to the left, there's nothing wrong with like, I'm going to the right. Yeah. No, ma'am. No, sir. You have much life to live, and I want to see you live it. That's all I got. I got more, but that's all I have right now. Listen, know that I love you, but God sure enough loves you more. Until next time, make it a fabulous Friday on purpose. Do something nice for someone else. I promise it will come back to you. And I'm out. Peace.